Dajahao, this is Mark, and the video you're about to watch was originally posted on a different channel a few weeks ago. If you missed my explanation about what happened with Wushuzilla, be sure and click right there. To get everyone caught up, I'll be reposting about 9 videos from the Wushu 52 project, and the video you're about to watch was recorded on
January 8th, 2022,
where I talk about
the ultimate Wushu frustration.
So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Are you ready? I'm ready. Roll the clip. Frustration sucks. Wushu frustration sucks even more. What is it? Let's talk about it. So we all know what general frustration is. The definition is the feeling of being upset or annoyed, especially because of inability to change or achieve something. For example, maybe you're stuck in traffic, or you want to travel to Japan, but there's COVID restrictions. The truth is, you're willing to do something, but since you aren't able to do it, you feel frustration. We all kind of know that already, right? So what is Wushu frustration? Well, it's when you want to train in Wushu, and you're willing to put in the effort to train in Wushu, but you can't. Now, first, I just have to mention there is a false version of Wushu frustration. I like to call it Wushu faux-stration, because faux means fake. And that's when you want to do Wushu, but you make up excuses not to do it. And honestly, I've done this a lot in my past. An example, you want to improve your head to toe, but you say your job is super busy, so you just never have time to stretch. That's ridiculous because we always have time to stretch. The main thing about faux-stration is that it's related to intrinsic reasons for not being able to do something, reasons that you have within yourself. Real Wushu frustration is things outside of yourself, extrinsic reasons why you can't do Wushu. For example, you go to the Wushu Guan, you're ready to train, but it turns out it's closed down because of fumigation, and you only have an hour to get to work, and it's pouring rain, and you're not close to home, so there's nowhere for you to train. Although, in reality, you could just go to the bus stop and practice your mabu. Okay, what about this? You're at home and you're ready to start training on your own, but there's a family emergency and you have to take someone to the hospital. In that case, well, actually, I guess when you go to the hospital, you could practice some stance work there or do some wall push-ups or wall sits. So maybe you're wearing a really nice business suit and you have a bunch of high-level meetings that you have to be in for the rest of the day and there's nowhere to train. Well, you know what? You could do isometric exercises while you're sitting in a meeting. Just clench the butt. So, okay, Wushu frustration is sort of a fallacy, I guess, because there's always a way to train. So what is the ultimate Wushu frustration? If you're physically incapable of moving because of an injury or a physical limitation, then that is a truly extrinsic reason why you can't train. And that brings on extreme Wushu frustration. Yeah, there might be social frustrations or there might be work-related frustrations or school, but for me, the ultimate Wushu frustration is an injury. Is that physical limitation that means that if you try to do something related to Wushu, you're going to hurt yourself even more. You can't put weight on your legs, you can't move your torso, your body's in a sling, even the smallest movement is too painful. And in that situation, really what you need to do is just slow down and let your body heal so that you're able to do Wushu. And unfortunately, that's kind of where I am right now. Ironically, right when I start Wushu 52, I was given a big dose of Wushu frustration. I mean, it was only the 3rd day of the project and I start getting this really bad inflammation in my right leg and foot. And right now I'm on crutches. I can't even walk. My foot's all swollen up. It's very painful. I know. Boo-hoo-hoo. Woe is me. I mean, I'm still able to work on my computer. I'm not destitute. I'm not really deprived in any real way, but it's still frustrating because right at the time when I'm the most motivated and willing to train and work to build up my Wushu skills, I'm given this big old lump of coal. And while this sucks and I really can't move, I mean, I can't even do punches. It's amazing how much of Wushu power is generated from the legs and the hips. I mean, it's not that amazing. Everyone kind of knows that already. You don't really appreciate your hips and legs until you can't use them. So what do you do when you're feeling this Wushu frustration due to an injury? I mentioned this in a couple articles on the Wushu Adventures blog. There's one talking about why are Wushu athletes in China so good and how you can bridge that gap. And there's another Wushu article where I talk about why I count my training in hours instead of years. I will link to both of those down below in the description. But it boils down to this. Like I said in a previous video, 90% of your training is really done between the ears. You know, there was a study done at a university, I forget which one. It's the study is quoted a lot, so I'm sure you can find it out there somewhere. But they tested students with free throws. They had a control group was just practicing free throws regularly, like half an hour a day. They had another group that was practicing much more than half an hour a day, like a couple hours a day. And then they had a third group that didn't practice physically doing free throws at all. They only practiced in their minds, just going through the motion, really focusing and thinking about how to do free throws well. And not too surprisingly, the second group that practiced a lot improved more than the group that just practiced a half an hour a day. But what's surprising is that the group that practiced in their mind also improved more than the group that practiced half an hour a day, almost as much as the group that practiced several hours a day. And the same really applies to Wushu. You can practice in your mind, you can go through choreography, you can analyze videos, you can do a lot of things without having to move your body. I've been told by a lot of athletes in China that the thing that differentiates the standard Wushu, Chinese Wushu athletes, who are still amazing, from the high-level ones is the amount of thought and thinking and planning that they do about their Wushu in their head. So just because I can't move right now doesn't mean I can't do training. I can do training through visual immersion, or as some people jokingly call it, Sifu video. Yeah, it sounds funny and stupid, and people make fun of you for saying you learned Wushu from a video, but you can still train with videos. I have lots and lots of friends who train just by watching lots of good Wushu videos. It helps cement in your mind what good Wushu looks like and maybe how to implement that in yourself. So I can't train, and yeah, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world because I can still train my brain. I can watch high-level Wushu athletes training and competing in video. I mean, I've taken how many hundreds of hours of video of Wushu athletes competing and training in China. I have access to that stuff. It's all online anyway, so we all have access to that stuff. I can work on choreography on my forms. I can think about how to change or how to adjust my choreography based on what I want to do. I can even learn new forms. I don't know the new Nanchuan compulsory form really at all. I've seen it a couple times. I never learned it, so I can study it and learn it. And there's a lot more you can do as well. Not just with videos, but just inside yourself, thinking about Wushu, reading about Wushu, history of Wushu, lots of things. So in place of my physical training sessions that I already have scheduled, for example, today I'm supposed to do my strength training exercises, I'm going to take that same time and allocate it for training my brain with Wushu. And then when my body is healed up again and ready to do things, I'll be even more motivated because I'll want to put into practice the things that I watched and practiced watching and thought about. So I'm curious, how about you guys? Do you guys do mental practice too, or is it just weird people like me? Are you one of those people who like practicing hammer fist and slap kicks while you're waiting for the bus? Or is that just me too? In any case, thanks so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Like I mentioned before, these videos are not going to be daily in the future. Just this first week, I really wanted to pump out a bunch of videos sharing my journey. But from this point forward, I'll probably be doing 2 or 3 videos a week. Today, this is coming out on Saturday morning, which was supposed to be a Wushu training time at the park. But if my foot isn't healed up by Saturday morning, I won't be able to go, which really sucks because I would really like to go and train in the park, but it is what it is. If I'm able to move but not actually train, I think I'll go to the park, and if anyone shows up, I can help them with their Wushu. At least for myself, I have to let my body heal, de-stress, and calm down, and just let the process take care of itself. Thank you again so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, blah, 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 all that stuff. And until next time, Jayo.